Hey folks, Mad Black 80, Black up in your face again with some more pro-black commentary. So I promised I'd do a story about this, and I wanted to make sure I get it in there and talk about it. And that is the news that the actor Shia LaBeouf has been accused of physically, sexually, mentally, and verbally abusing his girlfriend FKA Twigs, who is a model that you probably have seen before roaming around online, because I've seen her several times on Pinterest and other fashion sites that I like to look at when I do my naturally cute drawings and stuff like that. I like getting ideas for hairstyles as well as different types of clothes that women wear. And I've seen her all over the place. I didn't know she was actually dating Shia LaBeouf, but I'm not surprised either. So the news came out, and FKA Twigs, I hate saying that name because it sounds stupid, but she came out and said that Shia LaBeouf has been abusing her for the longest time since I guess their relationship has been going on. She called it relentless abuse. And I'll read you a little quote here. I made sure I saved it to my phone so that way I don't lose the her actual quotes, because I don't want to make sure I don't want to misquote her. But she said that her relationship with LaBeouf is the worst thing I've ever been through in my whole life. The worst thing she's ever been through is being with this demon here. This little short miniature demon, by the way. I know he has a short man complex, as tiny as he is. I'm sure he's small in other ways as well. But she said that she was the victim of relentless abuse, including assault and sexual battery. So that means he's assaulted her, just physically beating her up and also attacking her sexually. I don't know if that means rape or what, but that's what it sounds like to me. And that's horrible if she went through that with this demon. She also alleged that Shia LaBeouf knowingly gave her a sexually transmitted disease, choked her in the middle of the night, threw her up against a car, and threatened to crash a car they were in unless she expressed her love for him. So he sounds like a psychopath. And you know who he sounds like? I'm probably not allowed to say this, but I'm going to say it anyway. This sounds like a lot of the same accusations that Madonna made against Sean Penn that she later recanted on when his people got out there to make sure that she doesn't, or no, so when he sent his people out there, his legal team out there to make sure his name is not slandered. Now he's a big actor in Hollywood. I find that very interesting because just very recently, I don't know if you guys watched those new actors reading old scripts online. They'll like reread a script or replay a character. And Shia LaBeouf played Sean Penn's character from Fast Times in Ridgemont High very recently. So I thought that was a very interesting connection that they both have read the lines for this character, and they're also known for both being extremely abusive to their celebrity girlfriends. Shia LaBeouf, his response to this, it says, "I have no excuse for my alcoholism or aggression, only rationalizations. I have been abusive to myself and everyone around me for years. I have a history of hurting people closest to me. I'm ashamed of that history, and I am sorry to those I hurt. There is nothing else I can really say." Yeah, that's his excuses for physically and sexually abusing somebody. He sounds like a very sick individual, and I don't know if he's going to go and get help or what, but uh, he needs it. And maybe the help he needs is someone to check his chin, like, or do the same thing to him that he was doing to this girl. So, one of the reasons I wanted to bring this up, folks, and you know where I'm going with it, you probably already know, is that, the divestment crowd has not said one word about this story at all. They make sure to avoid stories like this. And, it's interesting to me that they spend so much time talking about Nate Parker and whatever situation he's been in or has been in or whatever. They'll spend so much time talking about black males and their transgressions, but they will avoid saying anything bad about a white man at all costs. And they have not done one tweet about this story. Not one information post, nothing. They avoid it like the plague. In fact, I bet you when they do get around to talking about it, they'll somehow find a way to blame black men for this. Just like what's her name, Cola Booth. Didn't she come out? She blamed black men for her getting sold to and sexually assaulted by Osama bin Laden, as if it's a black man's fault that she dated him. But she said because black men didn't protect her, that's how she wound up with Osama bin Laden. Okay, so I'm sure that will be their excuse for why FKA Twigs got her ass whooped by Shia LaBeouf. But I want to know to these fools out there: is this considered divestment? Hashtag divestment. Is this leveling up? Because it seems like FKA Twigs, the only thing she's leveled up to is an ass whooping with this demon here that she was dating. And I know another excuse they're going to give is, well, she's not fully black. She's only partially black. So you really can't say she's bedwenching or she's divesting or whatever, right? That's going to be their excuse. But here's the problem with that is that you folks think that I'm as dumb as you look. I am not. All right. I'm not a fool. Anytime you folks see any black woman or any woman with any type of melanin in their skin get themselves a white man, you put them up on a pedestal and make it seem like that's a great thing, right? And you say, this white man loves her for being her. She's a sister just like me. She's black like me, right? But when things go left or things go wrong, then all of a sudden you want to separate yourself from this woman. I'm not going to let you do that. Because if you can put people like FKA Twigs, Halle Berry, who else is half-breed? What's that girl's name? The one that was with Robin Thicke. Can't think of her name off the top of my head, but you know who I'm talking about. She was also a half-breed, but you all use these women as examples of swirling and divestment and getting a white man. So, Paula Patton, that's her name. But you guys use all these women as an example of swirling and divestment. So that means that you have to take the hits for it as well when things go left or things go wrong in their relationships. If you're going to put them up on a pedestal, then I have to hold you accountable when things go wrong in these relationships as well. If you say they're your sisters and they're black like me when things are going right, then you have to accept that when things are going wrong, right? So that's just my opinion on this, and I'm sad. I don't like to see anyone abused, really, much less anyone that is even remotely attached to me by race or whatever. But like I said, I don't like to see that. I hate seeing any type of abusive relationship. I don't think anyone should have to put themselves through that. And I'm saying anyone. I'm not saying woman. I'm saying anyone, because men, there's lots of men out there that suffer a lot of abuse as well that we don't talk about, as well as a lot of children who suffer a lot of mental and physical abuse by their parents or whoever. I think that's a real sad thing. That I don't even like to think about that because that makes me tear up when I think about kids being hurt and abused. If you didn't want the kids or you didn't want to have to deal with that, then you shouldn't have them. Okay? I have kids. I have a daughter. She drives me crazy sometimes too, but at no point have I ever thought about hurting her physically or trying to tear her down mentally for the things she does. She needs to have a child. She needs to be as happy as possible. Same thing with my wife. Yes, as someone who's been married for 14 years, my wife does get on my nerves sometimes, and vice versa, I'm sure. But at no point have we ever felt the need to put our hands on each other or to abuse each other mentally or spiritually and try to tear each other down. That's not how things are supposed to work in a relationship. Okay? I know people get on your nerves, but you don't want to hurt those people like that. That is even worse when you do it in a verbal or mental way. That can last longer than actual physical scars. I'm not saying one is better than the other, but I'm just saying that can really do damage to people as well as the physical damage. So that's all I wanted to talk about, folks. You guys let me know how you feel about it in the comments section. But in my opinion, this whole situation with Shia LaBeouf and FKA Twigs is just another example of swirling and divestment going wrong. You let me know how you feel about it in the comments section. Mad Black, and I will be back with my foot on these devils' back.